How does a 150-year-old piece of wood sound? Let's find out. If you're watching this video, chances are you're not already subscribed to the channel. To stay up to date with our latest content, hit the subscribe button now, and don't forget to give us a thumbs up too. Hi, Sam from Guitar Village here. Today we're going to check out some Paoletti guitars. Now, the Paoletti family has been known for many generations for making this exquisite Chianti wine out of Tuscany. But in the recent years, they've decided to turn towards the guitar building market. They've taken some of those chestnut barrels that are up to 170 years old, and they've turned them into these fabulous looking guitars. We've got three we want to talk about today. We're going to do some playing on them and talk about a little bit of the specs on each one as well. So let's get started. So the first guitar we're going to check out is the Stratospheric Loft. Being part of the Loft series, it means it has a relic finish. This particular example is in the Fire Mist Purple, and the first thing I noticed is that you can see a little bit of sunburst coming through underneath that, just like Fender used to do with their guitars, which I think is where Paoletti got a few of their design ideas from. Now, moving on, let's check out some of the other specs. We've got a roasted maple neck, and this particular example has a little bit of flame and some bird's eye going on with it as well. Checking out the back, one nice little touch that Paoletti do, which is really interesting, is they've added the serial number onto the back of the neck there and stamped it in. They've also got their own neck stamp on there as well, which I think is really cool. Back to the front of the guitar, we've got some jumbo frets here, which are very comfortable to play. They've also got three single coil pickups, which they make themselves. They're Alnico 5 magnets, so they're very much 60s inspired. The pick guard is really funky, and it's split into two different pieces, something that didn't need to be done, but they wanted to do it because they thought it was cool, and I think it looks great too. They've also added some shotgun shells for knobs to give it a little bit more of that rural feel. The next model we're going to check out is the Nancy Lounge HP90. This one is in the heavy deep blue finish. This is a gorgeous looking blue sunburst finish where it's light blue in the middle to a very dark blue on the perimeter. You can also see on the front and back some of the traditional three-tone sunburst finish coming through as well. Especially here, you can see some of the wood grain too. Some of the appointments on this model are very similar to what we saw on the Stratospheric one, where you've got a roasted maple neck, some big jumbo frets on there, you've got the split pickguard design and the shotgun shell knobs. What makes this Nancy different from some of the other ones is because it's part of the Lounge series, it's semi-hollow, you can see with the F-hole there. You've also got a combination of pickups, so we have a P90 in the neck and a humbucker on the bridge. It's also fitted with a tremolo too, something that's very unusual for a kind of vintage-inspired Nancy model. You can also have this in a very traditional model where it's a solid body with two single coil pickups and a fixed bridge. last guitar we're going to check out is the 112 Lee Mallier signature in a very traditional three-tone sunburst finish. While this has some similar features to the last two models we were looking at, such as the split pickguard and the shotgun shells, it also has an ebony fretboard, some locking tuners on top of that. When we were looking at the Nancy, we were saying how it had the really good combination of having a P90 in the neck and a humbucker in the bridge. Well, this also has that, but on top of that, it has a really funky little coil tap switch as well for extra tonal versatility. Something that I noticed when playing this guitar earlier is that it's very unencumbered in terms of the layout. So when you pick it up and you want to just strum some stuff on it, it's super natural and very relaxed because there's just so much space on top of it. Another thing that I really like about this is the wood grain on this particular example is absolutely stunning. Now we know that because these are made of natural materials and they're very old as well, that we're going to see lots of different wood grains come through. So, you know, this is just how one of them might look, but just checking this thing out, I just think it looks absolutely stunning. So initially we were only going to do 3 guitars in this video, but Jack the videographer wanted us to put this one in so much that I just had to say yes. So this is the Richard Fortus signature in the cream finish. This one has a really beautiful grain to the chestnut body. You can see some of the areas where it's kind of worn through in patches. It really shows off that relic kind of finish. Things that make this guitar unique to what you might see on some vintage traditional models, while yes it is a single cut design and we can see where kind of some of the design ideas come from, it's got its own twist to it as well. So we have a bolt-on neck, something you might not see on some of those kind of 50s single cut guitars. It's got a reverse headstock, which is really funky. We can see that there's some similar appointments to the earlier models, like I was saying with the other 3, with the split pickguard and the shotgun shell control knobs. But it's also got the Nancy bridge fitted, which is very refined as well. Paoletti have done an excellent job with this. They've made the top there rounded, which looks really nice. They've added 6 saddles, but also they've taken an area of metal out here, which means that when you're picking the guitar and you're digging in hard, you're not likely to hit your pick hand against it. You've also got a great combination of pickups with the P90 and the single coil, making this quite a versatile guitar as well. So there's a few Paoletti guitars for you to check out. They're a really exciting boutique brand. The finishes we were showing you were the Lounge and the Loft series, but they also offer the Wine series if you're not too into the relic thing. And they do the Leather series as well, which is the same chestnut body, but wrapped in a really beautiful leather package. They've got some really exciting artists using these. We talked about a couple, but there's also Richie Sambora and Keith Richards using these. If you like these guitars and you think maybe you want a little twist of your own on them, we can even custom order them for you too. All the guitars used in today's videos will be linked in the description below. We do have a few more in stock that we weren't able to show in the video, but they'll also be linked down there as well, so make sure you check those out. We really enjoyed making this video and we hope you enjoyed watching it. We'll be bringing out new videos every Friday at 4 PM, so make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with our latest content. And also, don't forget to give us a thumbs up too.